welcome to another day in the Milky Way. Believe it or not, here we are, and I got Grandpa Brian on, and we're going to talk all about Reiki tonight.
I started going to classes, spiritual development, Reiki, emotional healing, and started learning about all this stuff. And wow, what a journey! But the Reiki was my favorite. And that's all I really want. I mean, I have to work to make money, but other than that, that's all I really want to do is to help people heal. I do a lot of remote work. Every Wednesday, I get to do hands on work with people. So it's truly amazing what I've learned over the past 2 years. And there's still so much more for me to learn.
How do you see that self inside, that good part?
I've always seen that inside me. I've always wanted to help people. I just really never knew how to go about doing it, other than, like helping somebody move or financially, but I knew there was more to it than that. And I always knew, I believe in a previous life, I was a healer.
Oh.
Because as soon as I started doing this, I mean, it just comes natural to me. I can feel the energy flowing through me. Uh, Reiki is all about basically the heart chakra. Everything, the energy flows in through the left hand, which is your receiving hand, and it runs through and it comes right through the heart chakra and then comes out your right hand, which is your giving hand. So your left hand is your physical side and receiving. Your right hand is your spiritual side and giving. Uh, Reiki can never be used for bad. It's a good energy. You can't use it to do ill things to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can feel the energy. I know I can feel the energy, especially when I'm doing remote work. That energy is flowing right through this heart chakra. And, you know, you got to do it with love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's what I read. It's your love energy that you're using. And that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the hands part. Symbols. Is there some kind of symbols?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't think you can do it all yourself. And they're always willing to help you. And I can tell. And every time I'm done with my remote work or hands on, I always thank my guides and source for helping me. I'm so grateful that they help me with. And I see the results. You can send someone energy, and if they're not willing to receive it, the universe doesn't let anything go to waste. They'll give it to somebody that is willing to receive it. So even if that person's not willing to receive it, the universe won't waste that energy. It'll give it to someone that's willing to accept it.
Reiki history comes from Egypt or Tibet or even Atlantis, as is simply not the case. Reiki's system of natural healing comes from Japan and was discovered and founded by a Japanese man named Mikado Yushi in 1922. Master Yushi was well-traveled and had knowledge of many things, but what influenced him the most was his Buddhist practice and the overall Shinto religion of Japan. Shintoism is an ancient religion in Japan and recognizes that spirits live in nature. It is a worship and respect of nature, from the sun to the trees to the water and the rocks. Shintoism is also carried the ancient tradition of ancestor worship. Many in Japan practice Shintoism, Buddhism. They are complementary. And it talks about him where he was in 1865. He was born. He worked as a government official, traveled and had different religions. He was married, had children, We'll skip to this other part. Being a spiritual seeker, of course, he was looking for some more in life. And in 1920, his teacher suggested that he take on a more severe retreat. He was advised to head up Mount Kimura to fast and meditate. Much of what we know about Master Yushi is conveyed to us via a memorial stone inscription erected by his students near his gravestone. He headed up to the Mount Kurma, I'm saying that wrong, to search for inner peace and enlightenment. After fasting and meditating for 21 days, notice the 21 days, which left him feeling very weak, Master Yushi felt as if he was struck by lightning through the top of his head and passed out. When he awoke, he had the realization that all was one. Where did we hear that before? That there was no separateness, no duality in this world. There is only oneness. And he was so excited by the truth that he became filled with a great energy and started rushing down the mountain so that he could share his realization with everyone. He rushed to get down the mountain. He tripped and hurt his foot. As he hurt his foot, he automatically put his hands on the injury, and he noticed that the pain immediately dissipated and his foot was healed. And from this moment, he realized that his hands contained healing energy, Reiki. There you go.
It's never too late. Heck, I'm 55 years old. I've been doing this since I was 53. It's never too late to learn.
Absolutely.
The world needs healers.
Absolutely.
After I got Reiki 1 certified, I was doing Reiki 2 work within 2 or 3 months.
That's another part of it. How many levels are there? Are there levels and levels and levels and levels, or what?
There are 3. Mm-hmm. Reiki 1 is all about the healing of the body, which basically, soreness. And this book right here shows you all the hand positions when you're doing Reiki. Reiki 2 is more about the distant healing and the emotional healing. And then Reiki 3 is basically you've earned that right to be called a master and are able to teach. Okay. And it's as easy as taking your hands, rubbing them together like this, and then put them about 6 inches apart and push your hands together. Can you feel a force pushing between your hands?
Yeah, I can kind of do that. Feels like a sponge there.
Right. Now you have the energy of the universe flowing through your hands. Now it's all about directing that energy.
How do you heal somebody from a distance?
I go into my meditation, and I'll just pick one of your guests out. Let's just say Max Vision. Rub my hands together, start getting energy flow, and then I go into meditation. And I start envisioning. Even though I had never seen Max, I can close my eyes. My guides will take me and show me what he looks like. I will start envisioning him. So say I want to work, he needs work on his lower back. So I would envision him laying on a table, like a massage table. And I have the position of my hands on the area of his back that I'm working on. And at first I'll start sending love and healing energy, and I always repeat everything in 3s. So I'm sending love and healing energy to Max Vision, sending love and healing energy to Max Vision. Then I start working on the back muscles. All right. Guides, help me relax the muscles in his back. Let's take away the inflammation that is causing the stress. And I do that 3 times, and then I do each one of them 3 times. So it takes me about 7 to 8 minutes, and you really don't want to throw a lot of energy towards someone, so 7 to 8 minutes is a good period to do it. Now, there's others that I've worked on that it gets a little more in depth than that, and that's where Julianne come in, because once I started learning Reiki, she actually taught me how to go in, envision, and start working with the cells in there to repair, regenerate, and do stuff like that. And I've actually, the first person I ever started doing remote work on, they had a tumor removed from the eye, and it was also attached to the brain. Well, they removed from the brain part, but they couldn't remove from the eye part because she would go blind.
Yeah.
Well, I worked on her for about almost 5, 6, 7 weeks. She went back and had scans done, and the tumors actually shrank. And that's because I actually got in there and envisioned the back of the eye where the cancer was and reprogrammed the cells to regenerate and attack the cancer, and that's what they started doing.
Don't do Reiki. Be Reiki.
Oh,
Is that
most
true?
definitely. Yes. I mean, it's all about opening yourself up and just letting the energy flow through you freely. You always want to be in a relaxed state when you do it. You don't,
Mm-hmm.
because I talk to people and I've had people that's worked on me that they've actually had tension going on in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually feel the difference in energy when someone has tension in their life and doing a Reiki on you compared to someone that doesn't have. Because, there's just something off about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not, it's almost like they're not doing it with their full self because they got something else on their mind. Uh, you got to get immersed in it. I mean, I do, especially when I do my remote work. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's times I worked on 7 or 8 people at night and would be in meditation for an hour and 10 minutes, not even realize I was in meditation for that long.
Yeah, it
And that
sounds
whole
like
time is just sending energy to different people.
sounds like when you get on the computer, which steals your energy. Do you ever sit down at a computer and then look at the time and you're like, holy crap, I've been here for 2 hours. It just sucked the time away from me and all my energy because now I'm tired. I mean, sitting in front of a computer. I mean, this little black box here is wonderful because we get to talk to everybody out there. We get to share stories and energy and, the thoughts and communication. But at the same time, this box in front of me is stealing my energy, stealing my time, stealing who I am. And I don't know if people believe that or not so much, but it's kind of the truth. What do you think? Is it this? It's kind of that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically, I just got this computer and I only turn it on when I'm doing a show.
Well, good for you.
Other than that, I'm on my phone. But yeah, I understand what you're saying because I was on a video chat with a person this evening, and by the time we were done, I was like, "Wow, we've been on here for almost 3.5 hours."
Yeah, yeah. It's so, but that's what I'm saying is the computer and meditation in some sorts. I want to put it as meditation is the computer connection to the universe, and this stupid box is the connection to something not so good.
Oh, yeah,
In a way, because I don't know where my energy and my thoughts are going when I have this thing on. But when I'm in meditation, or if you're in meditation, do you don't feel like it's sucking the energy out of you and stealing it away like invasion of the body snatchers thing. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I actually get so relaxed. I did this one time when they were actually performing. A lady was performing Reiki on me, and it really freaked her out because I dropped my heartbeat down to about, I don't know, 20 beats a minute. I learned how to. I haven't done it in a while. Learned how to not only drop my heart rate, but basically every function in my body. I've learned how to really slow that down. It almost seems like it slows down time when I do that,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get in that real relaxed. So I'm no longer allowed to do that at group. I got to control. I got to keep my heart rate up because they don't want me freaking people out. Meditation is one of the most relaxing things that you could ever do.
Yeah, I've been reading a book on meditation and stuff lately, and I got another book. I'm all about reading all kinds of information. Um, what's this guy? It's called Methuselah or something like that. Methuselah or whatever. Anyway, it's all about um, you know fire and inner self and stuff like that. It's very interesting. A real short book, but it goes along with the meditation. It goes along with this stuff too. It's amazing how all these people can write these different books, and my gosh, a lot of them are so similar, but they're all talking about something different.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's just, you know, um, when it boils down to it, I think what it is, and tell me if I'm wrong, that it's like having a bunch of different flavors of, we'll just say soda, because we've all had soda before. So anyway, the thing is, you got all these different flavors, and everybody likes a different flavor. Because if you only had one flavor, people wouldn't be happy. They would say,
Yep.
"Oh, I want a strawberry." No, I like root beer. I like whatever. And so each one has to be tweaked a little bit, like Reiki. I was reading in there, Reiki is like the doorway in the beginning, and then there's all these other different things that people move into after Reiki. Is that true?
Yeah. I'm starting to move towards the emotional healing aspect of Reiki.
Okay.
Uh, and a lot of that is you kind of, same premises, you scan the body, and what you'll do is you'll feel energy spikes coming from certain areas of the body. So the lower down the body, the younger the person is when the emotion happened. The further up the body, the older person it is. And it could go as far as back as having to go back into a past life and actually heal that person in a past life to transition into this lifetime. That's a lot with depression. A person that's depressed that don't know a reason why they're depressed, but they're always depressed, and you can't find any reason in this lifetime for them to be depressed. Now you have to start going back in past lives. Then you find out at that point what first triggered that depression in that past life. Then you recreate a new reality for that person in that past life. So when they go back to that past life, there's a whole new reality that's happening there. And it trickles down through all the rest of the past lives to now they're no longer depressed in this past life because they actually was able to heal that karmic cycle at the very beginning, and it didn't transgress through the rest of their lives. So that's the aspect I'm really starting to learn about now and really would like to get into and help a lot of people with. Because a lot of people suffer from depression and emotional problems. And, you know,
Yeah.
another thing that I'm learning about is chords.
Mm-hmm.
And chords are basically emotional attachments that someone actually puts in you to suck off your energy.
Mm.
So even though you split up with this person, they still have this cord attached to you. They can still sit there and suck off of your energy. And I guarantee you remove the cord within 24 hours, that person is getting contact with that person because they want to reestablish that cord because they know that they're sucking the energy off that person. So,
You know that I've heard that, and then there's people out there that, how should I say, they are. This is funny, but you'll understand. Energy sucking people, like they walk into a room and they just suck the energy out of it. And then of course there's also those other people who come in the room and then you know it's like, whoa boy, there's energy in here, like what the heck, and they're just lively and bubbly, and whoever they touch is just like, ooh, and then there's them other ones, and I know people like this that you don't want to get around them because they come around and they just literally suck the energy right out of you. You're like, you know what I mean?
oh
So
yeah, you're around them like an hour or so, and all of a sudden you
yeah,
just feel like you're drained. You're like, man, I could go take a nap now.
yeah, and they don't have to do anything, just be.
No, just be around you.
Yeah, yeah. But so like, okay, I know this for a fact. Around on our show here and stuff, there's a lot of people who have depression. We've talked about stuff with like suicide, and there's a lot of people. I mean, I hate to say it, but I couldn't believe it, that have tried to commit suicide in their lives, who are in the chat or watch the show and stuff like, which amazes me. And I'd love to get somebody on and have us talk a good discussion about that. But if somebody has depression and you go in there, is it always about their past lives, or can you find out if it's in this life, Or I mean, because a lot of people say, well, I don't know what's wrong with, I mean, I'd be one of those. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why am I depressed? I'm just sad and I'm depressed. And why, so I don't know.
I'll take a reference they use from this book. So this person was molested by a family member at the age of 5 in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So since that point in time, there's been that trauma, and now they're suffering from depression.
Mm-hmm.
So what you go back and do is you go back and you have them go back to that day and kind of face what happened to them. And then you start recreating a new reality at that point in time for them. Mm-hmm. So you tell them, okay, now imagine this didn't happen to you. What would the rest of your day be like? What would your night have been like? The next day, the next week, next month, next year, and you just keep building. And you take them and you create a whole new, it still happened, but in their mind, you're creating this new reality where now they don't even think about that, because to them, they're thinking about the new reality that is going on with their life and not the old reality of what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I explained that right.
Yeah, you did. It reminds me of somebody was talking the other day about your brain. And this has pretty much nothing to do about it, but it does. And it reminded me of something that I'm going to tell you. Okay, so the guy says, he's talking about how can skiers ski through a group of trees and not hit one. And then once in a while, a skier will ski through a bunch of trees and he'll hit one. Why is that?
I have no idea.
Because the skier is trained to say in his head, follow the path, follow the path, follow the path. And so he follows the path, and his mind is always saying, follow the path. And whoosh, through the trees he goes. But then if the skier goes through there saying, I got to avoid the tree. I got to avoid the tree. I got to avoid the tree. He hits a tree because he's focused on the trees and not the path. And soon as he forgets about the path, he's going to hit a tree, because that's all he's focused on. And what you focus on is what's going to happen. So like Doug Stack last night, remember they were going on about him because he's like, oh, my business is all crappy, and I wish I had more with the tires and da 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 da. And I don't know exactly what's going on, but he's in a pinch. It's that part of the year where nobody's buying shit, and but and it's like, don't focus on, oh my gosh, my business is going to go to shit. You got to focus on, hey, we're going to have a great day on Monday. People are going to come in from all over. I'm going to have a big sale. I'm going to sell all kinds of tires. And that's what you focus on. And even if you got to train your mind to really believe that you're going to sell a lot of tires and have a great business, because if you don't, you're going to be saying, oh, my business is crap, and it's going to be crap. Same as going through the trees. So what you're saying is the same thing. You're going to say, my life would have been really good. I would have had a great day. I would have been this, and I would have done that, and blah, 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 blah. And then you go, well, now you're not looking at the trees. You're looking at the path, the new path you're on.
Exactly.
And so, so you you can do that on simple things, and you can do it on, so you're basically giving them that path to look at, but because you're giving it to them, they're more apt to follow that and then try to train their own mind, because people are kind of weak. They are. People are weak.
Especially when you've been suffering depression. I know all about that. I suffered from depression when I was younger, from the age of 14 to about 24. I was what people would call a cutter. Yeah. And what it is, when I get into that real depressed state, uh, you had to have that physical pain to go with the emotional pain. So I would, I don't know if you can see it, I still have all the scars on my arm from where I would just cut myself
Oh,
because I needed that physical pain to match the emotional pain that I was going through at that time. And then there come, and I never went and got any help or nothing. I didn't let anybody know. I suffered, alone with it. And then at the age of 24, I was like, what are you doing to yourself? Why you living your life like this? You don't have to live your life like this. And then it was a total change just because I changed my mindset, saying I'm no longer going to be depressed. I want to
yeah.
be happy. And guess what? It happened for me.
Yes. Yes, exactly. You changed your mindset. You said, I don't want to be sad. And you were. I don't want to
Yeah,
be depressed. I'm not going to be. you know,
exactly.
absolutely. Absolutely. I want to, we got Queen Vampire 66 is in the house. I want to say hi because she could only drop in for a little bit. And Renee Hutchinson came in and Brandy Robinson. We got a whole bunch of people who dropped in to hear us. Joe Sapien is in the house. By gosh, he's saying he believes that my mental health is that bad. Joe, you don't have mental health that's that bad. You're an awesome dude. That's right. And but anyway, we got Julie Stowe is in the house. Yes. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. Oh, so you are really getting on that path. That is awesome. You know, um, and as it branches out, I mean, I'm gonna love to follow what becomes. Like I think you were talking about reading cards, things like that, and eventually, or doing some other things, and I think it's really awesome that you can you how you managed from when you were young, being a cutter, to saying I'm better than this, and now look at you. Instead of being a cutter, you're healing people.
Yeah.
What a transformation. Now think of it. If you could have just done that 20 years ago and started that, imagine where you'd be now.
Well, it's all divine timing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you got to
You know.
have the right mindset for it too, because I know when I was young and youthful, I didn't have this kind of stuff on my mind. I had,
No.
I want to go horseback riding and be rodeo Bob. you know, I wanted to ride bucking horses and wrestle cattle to the ground and plow the fields with the tractor. I still like doing that. Don't get me wrong, but I had a different mindset, and now I'm thinking about things differently, like the inner thoughts of me, and that is one of those things that really got me was not the outward look, but the inward look. And I think a lot of us need to concentrate a little bit more on what we are inside than what we are on the outside.
Oh, most definitely. Uh, I do enjoy my tractor time, though. I try to get tractor time in every weekend.
There you go.
There's something about being on a tractor that's so relaxing.
Oh yeah, trust me, I got 15 tractors. I know. A few too
Yeah,
many, but hey, I like my tractors. I like
and
futzing around on them.
once I walked away from religion and actually, like Wayne, went inside myself and found myself inside me, is when I truly found God,
Mm-hmm.
or as I say, the source of all things.
Yes.
Uh, and once I don't know, I kind of like put my ego away and started going within. He's the one that actually opened up all these doors for me and showed me all these gifts that I had inside me and inspired me to be who I am now.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the thing too. And you said it before. We all can do this, not
Yeah.
just. Wow, that was weird. You got bugs there?
No.
Really?
It might have been an orb. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I
it
know.
was. I don't know who's seen that, but it flew right across. It was like, right, okay, so I'll do it on my screen. It flew right across and went this way.
Until then, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. I love you all, and thank you so much. I truly needed this. Thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Good night.